Okie dokie. Well, hi everybody, and once again it's cast time. And also like yesterday, kind of early doing this. It's like 10:48 p.m. right now. Normally I like doing these around 11 p.m. to or somewhere between 11 to 11:30 p.m. But I've got a feeling that this is gonna be a pretty long one, so I figured it'd be a good idea to just go ahead and start this early. So, and then for the music, um, this is gonna be the Nazgul, their self-titled album, and I'm like, damn man, this is some wicked shit right here. I mean, cool album art. It's also got some cool music, but to be fair, it's basically dark ambient music. But if you could tell by looking at the art, and over time when you listen to the music, there's kind of this 1960s, 1970s vibe to it. I think some of the instruments they used in this album were probably tuned and keyed to exactly the kind of stuff you heard back in those old 60s and 70s movies. But yeah, I think that's what they were going for in this album. But whatever it is, man, this shit is cool as hell though. So, oh, and also later on, um, towards the latter part of this video, I'm probably gonna be switching albums because for what I'm gonna be talking about later, this kind of music really isn't gonna be that good of a fit for what I'm wanting to talk about. So yeah, later on, there's probably gonna be an album change. But for right now, man, it's definitely this stuff. So let me go ahead and rewind it back. And then at about the 1 minute mark, the YouTube might decide to freeze up on me. Hopefully, I'll remember to fix it. But anyway, let's get her started. So this morning, I'd say right after I had just finished doing my cast video, getting it uploaded and stuff, um, I just totally on a whim, I decided to go ahead and rent the Boondock Saints. I just kind of had a recollection of back when I was playing Broforce. One of the characters that you can unlock in there was like the Brodock Saints or something like that, or Boondock Bros maybe. But yeah, it kind of it kind of had a recall. I'm like, wonder what that movie was like. So I went ahead and rented it, and I got maybe about halfway through with it, and I couldn't take it anymore. Um, it's not a pathetic, god awful movie or anything like that, but yeah, and this probably doesn't bother most people, but I I find smoking very much a turn off in these movies, especially when done a lot. Um, the old uh, the old '60s James Bond movies, it's like damn near everybody smoked in those things. Like I said, it's very much a turn off for me. But Boondock Saints was no exception. It's just like everybody in their frickin' dog smokes in these. So yeah, it just got really annoying after a while, and then and then kind of the way they do the action scenes. It I think I said this in my when I was putting together my blog post, but it's like a detective novel where oh, how can I put this? Where the plot is revealed at the same time that the detective is trying to find the clues about it. So like it just basically the game basically the whole movie is just like a bunch of spoilers. So I kind of found it pretty off-putting. So yeah, but like I said, it's not a completely ass movie or anything like that, but there's better stuff for me to watch. I'll probably I'll probably keep watching it though long enough to where Billy Connolly's character is revealed. I think he's a comedian and actor, and he goes way back, like in the 40s and 50s. So I'm guessing he's got at least this Boondock Saints came out in like mid to late 90s. So he's got to be at least in his 50s and 60s when he did this movie. But well, like I said, I watched a little bit of his stand up. He's pretty cool, but not really enough for me to just totally completely go out of my way to watch. But yeah, but like I said, I mean, if it comes up in my YouTube recommendations, yeah, I'll give him a watch. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably keep watching this movie long enough to see what his character is, and just to see him, and then after that, I'll probably put the movie on the shelf. It was only a rental, so no big deal. I mean, it's only like renting a movie is only like $2.99 anyway, and you have 2 days, so. But one other thing that this movie kind of inspired me to do is earlier today I pulled Broforce out of the mothballs and played it for a little while. But it's one of those. I think it's what Emperor Lemon would have called a good simple game. You know, it's great for some dumb fun. It isn't like the video game climate these days. It's either Candy Crush Saga, or it's God of War, or it's Final Fantasy 14, where it's either a game you can play on your cell phone or it's a game you can play on a supercomputer. But not a whole lot of middle ground. But I think Broforce kind of fills that niche. It's a good simple game. And then when I was putting this cast together, it kind of, like, I gotta turn it down from my end. Yippers, never fails. At some point when putting this cast together, it jacks up the volume in my headphones to like 100, like up to the max. But anyway, it also kind of got me to thinking too. The game Dark Souls, the one where it's practically spoken as a mantra. You will die. A lot. In Dark Souls. I die a lot in Broforce too. And the big difference between Broforce and Dark Souls is I have a lot more fun playing Broforce than Dark Souls. So, I mean, tried playing it, I think one thing that those that have checked out my other cast videos, I'm pretty much going to be repeating myself here, is a damn stamina bar. Say, you can only run a little bit, and that's it. You can only do maybe 1 or 2 3-hit combos, and that's it. You're spinning your wheels till you get your stamina back. So whereas Broforce, you got infinite ammo, and you can run to your heart's content and all that. So yeah, kind of a quickie recap. Yeah, in Dark Souls you die a lot. You also die a lot in Broforce too, except I have more fun in that game than I did in Dark Souls. So, I think there was something else I was wanting to say about that too. But yeah, Broforce, I played it maybe about an hour or so. About an hour and just called it off. I actually made it past a few areas. Yeah. I'm actually thinking about firing up the game right now and just doing a little bit of a demonstration, but yeah, I won't have time. Because I still got a fair amount to cover, so. But otherwise, yeah, that's that on that. So. But otherwise, for today, I just did my usual. Just did my made the rounds on my idle games. Started off with idling to rule the gods. Um, for that particular game, it's gonna be pretty hard for me to explain. Um, when I play that, I like to start from rebirth to rebirth, and I'm probably gonna have to turn this one on. So give me a moment. Let's hope my computer doesn't crash. Although for this game here, it shouldn't. But yeah, I didn't plan on this. This is unplanned. Okay, so I'll try to catch this as soon as I can. But the window's gonna look a little wonky. We're freezing up. Okay, so I have the game up, but it's still gotta take a moment because it's still doing calculations and stuff. Okay, so it seems the only way I can do this, OBS is being uncooperative. Okay, so but what I'm trying to talk about is when streaming this, I try to go from rebirth to rebirth. If you can see the red numbers over here on the left, once you progressed enough in your current run, eventually all four of these, physical, mystic, battle, and creating, will be green. That means you're safe to do a rebirth, which basically starts your game over, but with improved base stats. So this time around, due to the way, I guess bad timing for lack of a better word, um, I basically had to cut the game short because I think I had to do a rebirth almost within like 15 or so minutes of me starting the game up. So, and then usually the first thing you do on a new run is to get your shadow clones all the way to the max or as high as you can get. In this case, being 99,999, which means I'd have to sit and twiddle my thumbs for a very long time. So, because of that, um, idly to rule the gods, I was only on there for like a really short time. And they just switched on over to here. Let me save my info first. I'm gonna go ahead and close this game out. Okay. So anyway, um, so yeah, after I played that game, I switched over to idle research. Again, got just bought my upgrades and all that other good stuff, and got to a point of stability on it, and then just after that went over to idle champs. Like yesterday, I decided to go ahead and take a risk and try to fire that game up at the risk of it crashing my computer. I got lucky twice, and it didn't. So, had that going for a while. And then, I said this in my cast video yesterday, but Farmer Against Potatoes is now off the table. Um, no idle, to me, no idle games should crash, which is what Farmer Against Potatoes was doing for the past few days. It would I would fire up the game, try to do something, and then it would freeze up completely. I would have to I would have to force close the game. So, But again, no, to me, no idle game should have to crash. So I'm saying this one here is the developer's fault. Like they must have botched the development somewhere. You know, even with a computer as shitty as mine, it idle game, no idle, idle games shouldn't be crashing. And then whereas Idle Champs, in case anyone was to ask, well, yeah, but either Idle Champs, either it's a game that either works or it doesn't. It either crashes my computer or it runs just fine. But I can't recall a time where that game has ever crashed while it's actually running. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna take a drink of some water here. Hold on. So, probably going forward, starting tomorrow, this is probably gonna be my this is probably gonna be my new pattern now. Idlin to roll the gods, and then idle research, and then idle champions after, assuming it doesn't crash my computer. There's something else I was wanting to say about that, but I totally forgot. Oh well. Anyway, but also like I've been doing a combination of music and podcasts. It's one upside of doing these idle games is I can actually sit back and watch these, or sit back and actually listen to them, because I'm idling, so not doing anything else. So like I said, I could actually watch / listen to this stuff. So, listen to a little bit of music, but then I switched on over to a Joey Diaz podcast. It actually came out like last Thursday, so I just kept forgetting to watch it while I was streaming. So went ahead and did it today. But he part of that podcast he was actually talking about one of his friends, another legendary comedian, Ralphie May. He passed away like probably at least a year ago. Apparently this is his birthday or something, and just Joey Diaz was talking about him, but he also said something I thought was pretty cool. He just said, hey guys, do me a favor. When you get a chance, watch some Ralphie May. He's a fucking great comedian. I grew up with the guy, and he, so on and so forth. So I did just that, but the problem is I wanna watch a whole special, all of it in one video, and not a series of little clips. That it's very problematic especially when I'm trying to stream this, because it's like these little clips, they're all made by different people, so they're all in different sizes. The audio quality on them, they're all practically random. So some clips I have to turn up, some clips I have to turn down. Some clips have to are these real big huge thumbnails and I have to shrink them down, or some of these other clips are the thumbnails are really small and I have to embiggen them. It's just more trouble than it's worth. So, and for a guy like Ralphie May, he has to be seen as well as heard. Because he's like some of these other comedians. Joey Diaz is I don't think Joey Diaz is one of them, but some of these other comedians, they're very somatic. Richard Pryor is one of them. Bill Hicks is another. George Carlin's another. They're very expressive. They do a lot of gesturing and facial expressions and stuff like that. So Ralphie May is one of these. So he's another comedian that I have to see him, not just hear him. But unfortunately, the only album I could find was called Just Correct. And it's audio only, but at least it was all one big album and not a series of little clips. So, but yeah, watch part of his stand-up, and but otherwise, yeah, that was pretty much how I capped off the stream, just listening to some Ralphie May. But after the stream was over, part of my stream vid was muted, which that kind of came to me as a total surprise because I guess some of the stuff he was talking about, and it's a pretty not safe for work content that he was doing. A good chunk of it was actually copyrighted. Parts of my stream vid was muted. So yeah, that kind of came to me as a surprise. Usually whenever Twitch mutes stuff, it's usually music, not stand-up comedy. So that kind of came as a bit of a surprise. So, but yeah, despite none of my regulars coming on, it was actually a pretty good stream overall. So, otherwise, that'll do it for that. And then later on after that, I did manage to do a little bit of Pinball FX3. Did the weekly matchup tables. I think I did a couple. I think I did a failed attempt on Captain America. Just wasn't making my shots. I think I played Wolverine a couple times. I managed to. No. I played Wolverine once. Failed it. Played Funhouse, and I just barely beat the high score. And just barely squeaked by on that. So that was enough to. How can I put this? Enough to stabilize my position for the week. So I should be good to go for the next 2 days. I shouldn't have to worry about being knocked down a tier, but as far as any more attempts, I wasn't going to be able to do any because I actually did do a workout earlier today. So both of my arms are pretty sore, especially my forearms. Both of my hands are kind of sore, kind of borderline hurting, especially when doing hammer curls, because I gotta have a pretty tight grip on the dumbbells to do those. Really hard for me to explain what hammer curls are for those that don't know. They're just like bicep curls, except instead of having your hands in a palms up position, you're basically holding the barbells like you'd hold a mug of beer. You know, with your palms on their side, like to the left and right, and not up or down. But that's how you do hammer curls. I was just doing some of those, and like I said, eventually my forearms and hands are kind of sore from doing that. So, but yeah, so that was pretty much all I was gonna be able to do anyway in FX3. Because like I said, sorry to sound like a broken record, but yeah, my hands are a bit on the sore side. So I might do a Pinball arcade quickie session. I don't know. But usually after I do a workout, I kind of need to lay off the lifting. So probably need to stay off the controller, and I just remember too, Broforce was kind of the same thing too. I think I played. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think I played Broforce after I did my workout. After playing a little bit of pinball. So yeah, even with that, I wasn't gonna be able to play Broforce very long too. But it should also be said too that I don't play Broforce properly, for lack of a better word. I'm pretty tactical. I don't just rush in and try to kill shit like I almost play the game like Tenchu Stealth Assassins. Just trying to slowly sneak up on the enemy and just blow them away like that. I'm gonna take another drink. Yeah, kind of getting off the subject there. Otherwise, that's that on that. And then for this last part here, like I said at the start of this, like I said at the start of this video, I'm gonna be switching albums. This time, it's gonna be Beautiful Death, their third album. Uh, but yeah, they just came out with a brand new one. For those that don't know, they're, despite the name, it's like all acoustic music. Kind of like Elvis sang. For those that have heard of them, I played their music on some of my other videos too. They're like it's all acoustic guitar. So, but again, for what I'm gonna be talking about next, it wouldn't be very appropriate to have the have that other music going. So, I'm gonna have this going instead. So, once again, another Jessica Wildfire article. And, I forgot to kind of pre-check this. So, I'm probably going to need to, yeah. I got to make it, I got to adjust this a little bit. When putting this cast together, it just didn't look right. Kind of figured out why. Alright, so, I got to scroll down a little bit. See what the text looks like. Shrink it down a little bit. Okay, so let me scroll up. Sorry about this, folks. Scroll down again. Well, so I'm pretty sure you guys now know what this article is going to be about. So anyway, once again, yet another Jessica Wildfire article. And she actually had another article like this a long time ago. Problems with Medium, the platform that she posts her stuff on. So I saw a part of it. I saw a part of this, and I figured, oh, better add this to my cast video. So, as one who's been bullied and has been a bully himself, I kind of had a sort of kind of vested interest in this. Which, right off the bat, that's definitely been my experience too. The worst ones. I think with me during my period of time that I was bullying, if you basically just hurled insults at me, I just outright punch you in the face. So I was one of the amateur ones. But yeah, okay, so I kind of have to dig a little bit. I'll go ahead and say my piece on this, but yeah, throughout most of my life, I was bullied, but at one point, I'd probably say, 8th grade, like around 8th or 9th grade, basically when I was in junior high, I was bullied so much, I kind of came to the conclusion that in order for bullies to stop bullying me, I had to become one myself. So it wasn't because I enjoyed their way of life or anything like that. It was basically, if you can't beat them, join them. So I mean, I was trying to get in good with the bullies just to keep them just to stop them from bullying me, that kind of thing. So like basically, I've been on both sides. So I'm gonna take another drink of water. Hold on. But yeah, I do definitely agree with this one though. The worst ones are the manipulative ones, which I've had to work with my fair share, you know, in all the jobs I've worked at over the years. So, and with all, or hell, back it up. Oh hell, throughout most all my life actually. Duh. What the hell am I talking about? Just at work. Hell, I encounter them all over the place in my life. So anyway, but yeah, the worst ones are the manipulative ones. So I'm gonna check the music real quick. I could probably make it a little bit louder. Oh yeah, I better put this one on loop. Okay, I'm still sound checking. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say close enough. It's like right on the border, but it's acoustic music, so I mean, it's not like I'm playing death metal or anything like that. So writing about it because I'm a teacher and I'm a parent of a child who's already had to deal with bullying at the age of 4. Same thing here. I've had to deal with it too ever since childhood. Yup. Yup. And I've also said this before about bullying too. It's an age-old problem. I mean, it goes back to like ancient times, you know, like when, you know, like Village A, or not Village, you know, maybe Civilization A goes, you know, conquers Civilization B and makes Civilization B pay him an annual tribute. That sounds like bullying to me. So the whole stop bullying now movement, it doesn't work. I mean, it's basically an exercise in futility. They're trying to stop something that's practically ingrained in the DNA. Now, am I saying that I like bullying? No, of course not. But it just, you know, posting little no bullying zones in various hallways in a school isn't going to work. So, I wish you would have wrote down, evil in its purest form is a parasite. I think Ayn Rand said something like that too. Like, evil is something like, paraphrasing here, evil is only as powerful as you allow it to be. Something like that. I don't remember the exact quote. The worst bullies know how to get away with it. They level up to become abusers. The worst ones. But like I said, I was a dumb bully. You know, like I said, when somebody would hurl abuse at me, I just run at them and start punching them and kicking them and all that. That was how I acted. So I wasn't a manipulative one. Yup. Happy me. I'm writing about this because Medium is in my backyard. Yup. Tony Stubblebine, I think he's the guy who runs the Medium website here. And it just now occurred to me, I didn't do copyright checks on these albums, so fuck. I gotta check something. Okay, but based on my previous experiences, playing I played Beautiful Death in other cast videos, and they came up okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep playing this. Fuck. So what might end up happening is, if this video does get copyright claimed, I'll probably end up having to just upload it to Twitch instead, and then just everybody I know, just go ahead and paste the link to them. That also assumes that Twitch doesn't mute any of this, which the kind of music that I'm playing, it's not that likely. He observed bullying on his platform and didn't do anything about it. He basically enabled it. Don't do what Tony did. Offers advice to people on how to achieve their goals, etc. An example of what not to do. Oh, and also, if this article gets too long, then yeah, I'll probably end up killing it part way. So, readers here, why they were wrong about. Oh, friendly exchanges. Okay, I'm not gonna read everything here word for word, but yeah, they're not refuting your complaints or anything. They're just, yeah, that didn't quite work out. Oh, boo-hoo. She isn't getting enough attention. So yeah, but like I said, they're not actually proving her wrong or anything, or they're not apologizing, or they're not holding themselves accountable. Jessica, you are acting like an idiot. Rational and polite. Acting like a spoiled diva, but yeah, it's. Sidled up to someone making abusive comments towards another writer and use it as an opportunity to talk about what an easygoing dude he is. Yeah, he's enabling it. In fact, I don't know what exact words were exchanged during the time, during the times when I was in school and I was getting bullied. But whenever I went to the principal, I think he would probably just brought the bully in and said something like, "You need to leave him alone," or something along those lines. So start being nice, Billy Bob. Okay, and then just send him on his way. Something half-assed, something half-hearted. Crazy ranting Karen, but it's like I said, all they're doing is just calling her a crybaby, but they're not actually answering to the charges. Now emboldened, this writer started leaving comments, and once again, this is one of the reasons why I think I went to a counselor maybe once or twice, and that was it during my period of being bullied. Because they don't, it's not really that effective. Again, all they probably did was just take him into his office. Hey, you need to stop bullying, you need to stop bullying Joe. Okay. That's it. So, because that's all they're going to do to him, and yeah, they're just going to do more of it. If the only punishment they're going to get is just a slap on the wrist. Try to trigger me by bringing up my abuse. Yeah. Trying to embarrass you. And it's, I don't think you can highlight this. Nope. I mean, I'm reading that as, oh, come on. Don't help spread that mess far and wide. That's what it's sounding like. It just, again, they're whining about a whiner. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. Well, yeah, he's the CEO of a company. Of course, he's going to be calm, fair, reason. Something happens where a person expects. They go a little too heavy on the caps. Something happens when a person who expects that they should reach the top doesn't reach. They start lashing out and blaming other people because they aren't making 6 feet on their novel. Again, it's like they're whining about a whiner. Of course, Tony didn't see the second comment, and I think this is about as far as I got right here. When I did a quick perusal of this article to decide whether or not to add it to my cast video. So this is totally virgin territory right here for me. Didn't see the second comment. Yup. Not my problem. I write about bullies for a living. Seems like it. Okay. Yup. I think in fact, hey, it's an actual link. Yeah, it's an actual link. Yup. About a year and a half ago. I'm hoping you guys can see that. Yeah, but it's kind of... Let's see if I can fix it. There we go. A little better. The Empyrean blog. I haven't heard... That's a name I had not heard in a long time. I guess he went dark, but yeah, the 5 most overrated personalities on the planet. I think I've read this. I think Joe Rogan's one of them too. Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. Oh, Tony Robbins. Never heard of him. Yeah. 5 most overrated personalities. Yep. I took on a lot of sacred cows. Yep. Or of course, again, I never even heard of Tony Robbins. Each one of them were bullies who managed to trick people into thinking they're nice. Treat people like crap. In fact, about Elon Musk, I think I actually did watch a YouTube video or two that they were saying the same thing about what an asshole that Elon Musk is. I wonder if Henry Rollins ever read this. I know Henry Rollins was really big on Elon Musk. We're all paying for someone else's 4-hour week, not ours. I'll go ahead and try it out. And once again, there we go. Yeah, this came out about a year and a half ago, too. I explained how I had a problem with Tim Ferriss, but he ruled dead, I consider a manual for bullying. In order to enrich yourself, it made me angry. I write critiques of late-stage capitalism. Yep. And I believe I've read that article, too. It was originally designed to reward innovation, but has evolved in... Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah, I think I've said this before, too. Jessica Wildfire and Bill Maher are pretty much at odds with each other. Whereas me, I think I've said this in my recent cast videos, I'm kind of in the middle. A lot of, and yeah, I'm one of those, I consider wearing a mask to be a big inconvenience, but I'm not exactly out in public either. Or I'm not out, I avoid being around crowds of people during peak hours and stuff like that. For the rare time that I'm in that situation, yeah, I wear a mask. Here, I'll just highlight the whole paragraph. And I try to keep my distance from people. I basically social distance. I don't just cut in front of people. Excuse me, I need this. Fire coming through. That kind of thing. I'm usually standing way away from the person, waiting for him to get done with whatever it is he's doing. Once he leaves, then go over in his area. That kind of stuff. I mean, Bill Maher's I don't think he's a strict anti-vaxxer or an anti-masker, but he's basically saying it. I mean, unless you're gonna wear that mask 24/7, you might as well not even bother, or something like that. I don't remember the exact words. Whereas Jessica Wildfire, as you could probably surmise, she wears hers practically everywhere she goes. Same with her daughter. And I've also said too, if my job at one point did make masks mandatory when you're on the job. If they went back to it, I'd have no problems with it. So I'm gonna take another drink of water. But yeah, I always find my truth to be somewhere in between. I mean, if you're already doing what I'm doing, practicing social distancing, if you're already going and getting yourself vaccinated and all that, then you don't need the mask as much. If you're not wading through crowds, and if you're not, how can I put? I guess kids would probably be the exception. Then your child's getting involved with a whole bunch of other children, unless you're gonna homeschool her or put her in a private school. Then I'd probably say yeah, she'd want to wear a mask. Back when I was living with my sister and brother-in-law, a lot of the illnesses that I actually got from my nephews. They brought some new viruses and bacteria home from school. Usually whenever the kids got sick, I got sick. So, yeah, I definitely want, if I ever had children, I definitely want them to wear masks if they're going to public school. But anyway, let me move along. But they didn't have to. They could have actually, and again, nobody, you guys saw those previous two articles. Nobody was actually trying to refute her claims or anything like that. They weren't trying to prove her wrong. It's just, it's Jessica going on another rant again. Boo-hoo. That kind of thing. That's all they were doing. Could have chosen to sell these bullies and start promoting them. Start true. Yep. Going where the money is. Wishful. They chose to ignore me and continue trying to sell the same stuff as always. Either that or they became bullies. How ironic. I think I know what she's talking about. I've only watched Back to the Future maybe once or twice, like the original. So, but I think, yep, this was me. This was me during a period of time when I was a bully. I never stuck people's heads in toilets or anything, but yeah, I think, I punched him in the face. I've said that already. I think I recall one. I think I went to one nerd. He was peeing in the urinal. I grabbed him by the back of the pants, pulled him away so he was peeing on the floor. I've done that. But yeah, that was the extent of my bullying. But again, it was, I bullied others to keep the actual bullies from bullying me. It probably sounds like a real silly reason, but it is what it is. At least not always. It's not some cartoonish brute who slaps him. Yeah. Dunks you in the toilet. It's Hollywood fantasy. Yup. But I also agree with this, too. The worst ones that I've had to deal with, they're a lot more sophisticated than this. They would fuck, they'd fuck with me when there were no witnesses. They'd steal my equipment when there was nobody else around. And on top of that, they knew how to hobnob with the management. They're cool and charismatic and all that, and they're nice, warm, and friendly to everybody else. Anybody that they weren't gonna target for bullying, they were nice, warm, caring, and social and all that other good stuff to them, but they would fuck with people like me and other people, guys that don't, they learn the hard way back in school, why a lot of times going to the authorities is a waste, sometimes counterproductive. That's what I was wanting to say earlier. I only went to a counselor at school like once or twice, because once they call in those bullies, the bullies now know who it was that reported them, me. So sometimes it would actually make things worse. Because again, all they probably got was just a little slap on the wrist. I mean, I'd probably like now, I want them expelled. I want them out of the damn high school. I want all these bullies, put together on an island or, taken out. But basically, something more than just being called the obvious. You need to leave him alone. Oh, okay. And then that's it. So, yup. But it's the same way. It's the same way in real life. It's the same way with the jobs I've worked at over the years. I mean, they, you report a bully, they get called to the office and called out on it, but then they now know who did it. So sometimes you've just made things worse. See, it's one of the reasons why I don't complain to management. But yeah, it's just like she said, they're a lot more sophisticated than just, punching you in the mouth and giving you wedgies and all that. The mark of a rebel. So I think protesters probably go through this a lot too. They protest or whatever. Sometimes they raise such a big ruckus that they get arrested and thrown in jail. Which At least in my mind, it's kind of dumb because you're just making martyrs out of them. But I guess cops gotta go by the book. Yup. Okay, I gotta check. Sounds still okay. I'll turn it down a little bit. Traumatic child whose evidence mentally unstable and should be punished for doing it. Evidence that I'm mentally unstable and should be punished for doing it. Yup. Tolerate here than I used to be. I see double standards every day. I mean, hell, back at I know, like way back in the day, back when Johnny Cash was alive. I think the song "The Boy Named Sue." I think one of the lyrics said something like, "The guy called me a girl when I busted his head. Well, I paid easy for a boy named Sue." Something like that. But yeah, that. I think back in the day, you know, somebody hurled an insult at you. Those are fighting words. I mean, music legend Isaac Hayes, he said the same thing too. Back in his time, if you when you call somebody a nigger, those are fighting words. You fought over those words. These days, I mean, black people call each other that. Not the ER version. You know, it's like, "What up, my nigga?" That kind of thing. So, I mean, black people do it to each other all the time. Sometimes even white people do it. I see writers getting away with publishing divisive clickbait as long as it's aimed at the right people. Yup. Kind of off this, related yet unrelated. I think I kind of talked about this about Dungeons and Dragons too. It's why I guess they call it the Satanic Panic. Back in the 80s, I never even knew there was a word for it. Just that D&D was devil worship. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest reasons why, you know, Christians and various other forms of media were attacking nerds. You know, video game violence, the outcry against it, like Mortal Kombat and whatnot. It's why all the higher powers that be were going after these people, because we're nerds. We're just a bunch of geeky little nerds. We're just gonna go around and roll dice and make up characters, and we're gonna go and play our video games, go and play our Atari 2600, totally wicked, inoffensive, because we're easy targets. There was the Boondocks, one of my favorite comic strips of all time. They actually had a very inspirational one daily strip. They said the same thing. You know, why are parents not going after the gun companies that are putting the guns in the kids' hands? Why are they going after video game makers instead? And they basically said, who would you rather mess with? A nerd who makes video games, or some dude with a warehouse full of AK-47s? You know, same thing with D&D. I mean, they're not. You know, they ain't gonna mess with the kid. You know, they're not gonna mess with the kids who are actually summoning these alleged demons. No, they're probably scared shitless of them. No, they're just gonna go after the nerds and geeks instead. We're easier targets. It's cowardice, is what it is. So yeah, they're kind of the same thing here. They're going after the people that are less likely to fight back. I see other writers getting policed and reprimanded for doing into a place that rewards bullies. And I'll go ahead and clap it. But whoops. Yeah, that went on about an hour. Wasn't expecting that at all. But yeah, I did say at the start of this video, I got a feeling it's going to be a long one. I sure as hell wasn't expecting it to last no hour, though. I mean, hell, that was the reason why, yesterday's cast video, I was kind of reluctant to do it because I was feeling like shit. I just went ahead and did one anyway, just, you know, in the hopes that this one here was going to be normal, for lack of a better word, length. But nope, turned out to be another hour. So, oh well, it is what it is. But otherwise, hey, thanks for tuning in and listening to me, though, everybody. I appreciate that. Always do. And then I should be able to do another one tomorrow. So yeah, but until then, though, thanks again for coming by, everybody, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.